Franchise Fuel, Smarter Growth Podcast with Vern.
Is this a dog you was hanging to your hiding rain? Do you crave the tiger satisfied?
Welcome back to another episode of Franchise Fuel, Smarter Growth. I'm Vern, and I want to start by thanking you for joining the show today. Whether you're driving between discovery days, reviewing your monthly scorecards, or simply carving out time to sharpen your development strategy, I appreciate you choosing this space to stay ahead of the curve. Today's episode is all about Detroit, Michigan, a city I've spent a lot of time in recently, and one that represents something powerful for the future of franchise growth, resilience, reinvention, and real momentum. As we reflect on the franchise landscape from 2024 and look toward future growth projections, several trends stand out, all of which make cities like Detroit uniquely positioned for franchise expansion. Franchise buyer behavior has shifted dramatically in the last few years. Prospects are more educated, discovery cycles are longer, and brands that win are those that combine smarter systems, clearer messaging, and a more thoughtful candidate experience. 2024 reinforced the importance of efficiency over volume. Development teams saw that simply increasing leads won't solve structural gaps. Brands that succeeded focused on optimizing the development funnel, tightening qualification processes, and aligning marketing with sales. And looking ahead, the next 3 to 5 years will reward franchisors who embrace technology, personalized nurture, and market-by-market targeting. Detroit is a perfect example of a market that aligns with these trends. It's a city with strong community roots, untapped opportunity, and growing interest from both entrepreneurs and investors. From revitalized neighborhoods to expanding tech corridors, Detroit's evolution mirrors the trajectory of the franchise industry, a blend of tradition, innovation, and strategic transformation. So in today's episode, we're not just exploring Detroit as a place, but as a blueprint for what smarter growth looks like moving forward. Let's get into it. My relationship with Detroit has grown deeper over the last year, and it's become a city I genuinely enjoy spending time in. One of my favorite experiences, and certainly one of my most memorable, was scootering throughout downtown Detroit, taking in the murals, the art, and the energy of the streets. I wrote a LinkedIn article about the experience titled Rolling Through Detroit, Scooter, Murals, and Marketing That Sticks, describing how creativity is literally painted onto the walls of the city. The murals aren't just decoration, they're storytelling, branding, and community expression, all wrapped into one. If you're in franchising long enough, you start recognizing branding everywhere, even in street art. Beyond the scooters and murals, I've enjoyed Detroit in some classic ways too, like attending 2 Detroit Pistons games. There's nothing quite like the in-arena energy, especially when you're watching a young team fight to build something special. And speaking of sports, catching the Detroit Tigers versus Cincinnati Reds game added another layer to the Detroit experience. The city has passionate fans, and you can feel the pride in the stands. Next up on my Detroit agenda is the National Franchise Show at the Suburban Collection Showplace. This event brings together franchise brands, entrepreneurs, investors, and future owners, and Detroit is the perfect backdrop for these conversations. Whenever a city is in rebuild mode and embracing innovation, it sparks entrepreneurial activity. Franchise shows in cities like Detroit are where emerging brands meet motivated operators who want to plant roots. And I can't talk about Detroit without mentioning the Detroit Digital Empowerment Summit, which took place September 25 to 27, 2025. It was incredible to hear panel discussions on the future of AI, digital transformation, automation, and workforce evolution. Listening to leaders discuss how AI will reshape customer acquisition, personalization, and operational efficiency confirms something important. Detroit isn't just participating in the future, it's helping build it. And that makes it exactly the kind of city franchisors should be paying attention to. At Vetro Media, we're proud to call Detroit home, and we're even prouder to be part of its transformation. Detroit is a city that understands rebirth better than most. Its evolution from an industrial powerhouse to a rising tech and innovation hub mirrors the journey many franchise brands are currently experiencing, adapting, reinventing, and building stronger systems for a more competitive future. When we chose Detroit as a strategic home base, it wasn't just because of its history, it was because of its trajectory. Detroit has become a magnet for innovators, creators, founders, and technologists. The Detroit tech community is real, growing, collaborative, and driven by a shared mission to build what's next. And Vetro Media is right in the middle of that ecosystem. Our work in franchise marketing and development technology is shaped by the same principles fueling Detroit's comeback: precision, efficiency, innovation, and resilience. We build solutions designed for modern franchise growth, not yesterday's. Our platform integrates performance data, audience insights, automated workflows, predictive targeting, and conversion optimization to ensure development teams stop overspending, stop guessing, and start growing intentionally. One of the things that makes Detroit special is its partnerships, and that philosophy shapes how Vetro Media operates as well. We partner with best-in-class technology solutions, data providers, analytics platforms, ad networks, and franchise systems to create a frictionless ecosystem for development teams. Whether it's optimizing lead quality, mapping buyer intent, automating nurture, or improving speed to lead, our partnerships are designed to enhance every step of the development journey. Detroit teaches you that innovation requires collaboration. No single organization rebuilds a city alone, and no single vendor grows a franchise system alone. Strong partnerships matter, strategy matters, accountability matters. And that's exactly how we approach our work with franchise brands. We also believe Detroit gives us a unique lens on the communities where franchises thrive. This city understands hard work, rebuilding, and ownership, qualities that define the best franchise operators. And because we're here, we see firsthand how entrepreneurs think, invest, and engage. That gives us real-world insight into the motivations of franchise candidates, especially those looking to build something meaningful. Vetro Media is committed to being more than a vendor. We're a growth partner. We help brands understand market-by-market opportunity, allocate budgets more strategically, identify white space, and accelerate pipeline performance. Our technology doesn't just generate leads, it generates clarity, alignment, and measurable outcomes. Being part of Detroit Tech means embracing the spirit of possibility, and that spirit fuels everything we do. Detroit isn't just the backdrop of our company, it's an example of what's possible when innovation, perseverance, and vision come together. And just like Detroit, we're building for the future. As Detroit expands its influence in tech entrepreneurship and business innovation, Franchise Fuel Smarter Growth is expanding right alongside it. One of the goals for this year has been to widen the reach of the show so franchise development leaders can access these conversations wherever and however they prefer to listen. I'm excited to share that Franchise Fuel Smarter Growth is now available across all major podcast platforms, including YouTube for viewers who prefer a more visual experience, Spotify for easy streaming on the go, Apple Podcasts for industry professionals who rely on Apple's ecosystem, iHeart Podcasts reaching an even broader national audience. Expanding distribution isn't just about visibility, it's about accessibility. Franchise development is a fast-paced world. Leaders are juggling team management, territory planning, budget oversight, and candidate experience optimization. Being able to tune in from any device, any platform, and any moment helps keep these insights and strategies immediately actionable. We've also invested in improved audio clarity, upgraded visuals, enhanced formatting, and tighter storytelling so the show feels as polished as the brands we're speaking to. And because the industry is evolving so quickly, we're committed to delivering content that stays ahead of the trends, from AI adoption and data-driven targeting to brand repositioning and modern franchise buyer psychology. The expansion of our distribution is just one more step toward ensuring that Franchise Fuel, Smarter Growth, becomes the go-to resource for franchise development leaders nationwide. As we wrap up today's Detroit-focused episode, I want to extend a personal invitation to you, yes, you listening right now, to become an active part of the Franchise Fuel Smarter Growth community. This isn't just a podcast. It's a growing movement of franchise leaders committed to elevating standards, challenging outdated models, and driving smarter, more intentional growth. Every like, share, and comment helps fuel this mission. When you engage with the show, you're not only supporting what we're building, you're helping shape conversations throughout the entire franchise development industry. And right now, our industry needs stronger dialogue more than ever. We're facing evolving buyer behavior, rising costs, tighter marketing budgets, new technology, and heightened competition. Leaders who engage in meaningful conversation will be the ones who create real differentiation. Joining the Franchise Fuel community means staying connected to trends, insights, tools, and frameworks designed specifically for the modern franchise development leader. Whether you're leading a mature enterprise, scaling an emerging brand, or finding your footing as a VP of development, there's something here for you. So if today's episode brought you value, if Detroit's story inspired you, if Vetro Media's role in the city connected with your mission, or if you're simply ready to take your growth strategy to the next level, then I invite you to join us. Like the episode, share it with your network, leave a comment, subscribe on your favorite platform. Your engagement doesn't just help this podcast grow. It helps the entire franchise development community grow smarter.
Franchise Fuel, Smarter Growth Podcast with Vern Nicholson.
Is this a